Hey there everyone, this is Matt for Creative Reviews. Today we're going to be covering Amazon's announcement for their new smartphone. They're starting to play an introductory video at the conference. The conference is currently taking place at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is June 18th, 2014. So what we'll be doing is we'll be collecting all the coverage that we have from CNET, The Verge, and any other location that we can find it. Unfortunately, they don't have a live stream, so you can't watch this at home. But we are actually going to read a few things off The Verge's live blog and CNET's live blog, and we're going to see. So now they're playing a cover of "Say You'll Be There." There's a lot of well. Who cares about all that stuff? You're here because there is a new smartphone coming out from Amazon that most likely is going to be a 3D smartphone. There's questions about how much it will cost. Is it only going to be on AT&T, and what it will look like. Right now they're doing customer response videos. A little crude, and it's okay. Jeff Bezos just came on. He says, "Thank you for being here," from everybody who was there. That means the show is getting started, lights have gone down, they're getting ready. Over 60,000 people applied to come to the event, and there are only 300 people who got in. It's pretty lucky. Unfortunately, I didn't get in. I'm here with all the coverage that we can possibly have. As we wait for them actually to make a real announcement here, don't forget that if you want to be on our show, you can. Today we are sponsored by nobody. So we can always have this held here or in some relevant place. So if you want your logo on our show or to sponsor our show, let us know. So Bezos just said, "We have a lot of exciting news to share with you today." But of course, they say, "It's graph time." Boring, because again, you can't see this. And on The Verge, they say, "We're looking at a graph of the of the growth of Prime membership. 2005, it looks pretty small, and actually 2014, it seems to have blown up." And from time to time, I'll be showing you these pictures from here. It's a little bit of a crude way of doing it, but as soon as I do find a picture that I like, I will show you on here. And they're saying, why did that increase in Prime membership happen? Well, Bezos will tell us. Unlimited video streaming, Kindle lending library, and the Fire tablet itself. I've owned the Fire tablet, and actually I've liked it a lot. It didn't have a camera. It was a little bit heavy. I have a friend who has the first generation, but I tried the second generation. I don't know, I was pleasantly surprised because I believe I got it for about $119, and that's a 7-inch color tablet. And I thought that was a great thing that they did. And it says, "We very quickly had tens of millions of Prime members." I have to say for myself, when I was a student in college, I actually did get Amazon Prime membership. I use it for shipping a lot of things, a lot of DVDs when I really wanted to watch something and I couldn't find it streaming online. I thought that it was a pretty good deal. I believe I got it for about half off. Today, if I'm not confused, I believe it is $99. It's a little bit more than what I remember. Bezos is saying is, "We ship boxes to customers billions of times a year." And the Kindle library, I believe, is 500,000 books, which is huge. I do have, I used to have an Amazon Kindle. I use the Amazon Kindle app on my iPad, my iPhone. And I do in the future want to get an Amazon Kindle Paperwhite, but I'm very excited to see how this phone will turn out, to see if this is something that will capture the market, because it's very hard to get into the smartphone industry. Apple was the exception, but as you can see from BlackBerry and other makers like Microsoft, it is not that easy to get inside. But Amazon Prime seems to be a key point to this presentation so far. So it's interesting to see what they're going to do. Let's talk about some rumors why they still go through the beginning of this presentation. First, it's supposed to be a 3D phone. They're talking about an exclusive contract with AT&T, and the data from an application or video that you stream may be covered under an agreement between Amazon and AT&T. That means, let's say you have a gigabyte of data for that month, it will not count. The stuff that you get from Amazon Prime will not count from that, and that's actually pretty good. Currently on my iPhone, I have 2 gigabytes. I hold off from actually streaming my videos and downloading too many things. I download some music, but that's it. Just because I'm worried about going over my 2 gigabyte plan. But if I was on Amazon Prime where I'd have streaming music everywhere, I think that would be amazing. Where you could have your entire library at your fingertips immediately, streaming that in your car and anywhere else. I think that would be an amazing thing. But if it was only on a smartphone, who knows, because it's really the Amazon tablets that they have right now are not really cellular capable, and unless they brought that free streaming and free downloads to cellular models of the tablets that they have, the tablets are still limited. So let's hope that they do that here. So right now they're moving to hardware. He says, Verge says, where Bezos says Amazon obsesses over the smallest details. We will see about that. It's been working on hardware for 10 years. It took 3 years to make the first Kindle, which launched 7 years ago. I can't believe it's already been 7 years since that old big white Kindle with those with that keypad at the bottom came out. How far they've come. The Kindle Paperwhite is a reader's dream. I'm wildly impressed with the quality, which is something that just showed up on CNET. And currently Bezos is reading excerpts from glowing reviews of the Kindle Paperwhite and Kindle HDX. Now the HDX is something I've never tried. Its pixel density seems extremely interesting to me since I like the Retina display. They're really digging into the iPad right now. There's a review here saying that they used to think that the iPad was the king of tablets, but then they saw the Kindle Fire HDX, and that's yet to be seen. I'm really myself tied into the Apple iOS ecosystem, especially if you've heard the announcement of iOS 8. Things are looking good for everything tying together, but I'm always interested in branching out and seeing other products out there and seeing how that would work. For example, Android and now Amazon. Also Microsoft too. That does still hold my interest. Another review of an Amazon product, this time the Fire TV, another glowing review. And it says there are tens of millions of Kindle tablet owners. I'm not sure if that also includes the Paperwhite, because technically it is a tablet, but it's not a color LCD tablet. LED tablet, sorry. But as it says, reputation is a trailing indicator of excellence. I have to say I do like the way that Amazon does things. I have researched the company's management style. They do not shy away from being confrontational with each other. So that it's an interesting way to announce and release products and come up with new products. So they do have that reputation there. And Bezos asks, what is the most important thing Amazon has done in the last 20 years? And it says, earn trust with customers. And I have to say that's true. Every time I've ordered something from Amazon.com, when that's all they did, I was really happy with whatever I received. The shipping was always cheap. The product that I got was always in a good condition, and in recent times I have actually not ordered much of anything from Amazon, but I still wouldn't hesitate to do it. And especially if I chose to go back to getting Amazon Prime, I may buy more stuff, but that's a great way to get quick shipping, because that's what I like. I want to find something online and then buy it immediately. Bezos' recipe for earning trust is 1, do hard things well, and 2, repeat. And The Verge says, but when do you add the flour? Because they're funny. Amazon is number one in the American Consumer Satisfaction Index 4 years running. Number 1 on the 4C Index 9 years running. And YouGov Brand Index, it is also number 1. And again, commentary from The Verge as I detect a theme here. And of course, they're trying to put everything that they have behind them right now. They're trying to say, we've been shipping you the products that you love, we've been doing it at a cheap price, we've been earning your trust, so I can tell already that whatever Amazon is, shipping something, getting things fast, streaming your favorite music and videos, they're going to try and put all that weight behind it. If not, if I'm making a mistake here, this doesn't hold well for them, but this is something that I believe they're leading up to here. The YouGov Brand Index has Amazon number 1, Ford is number 2, Subway is 3, History Channel is 4, Lowe's is 5, YouTube is 6, Walgreens is 7, V8, the tomato juice company, is 8, 9 is Cheerios, and actually by itself in its own category, Kindle is number 10. And Bezos is saying, watch out, Cheerios. Now, brand, it covers anything. It doesn't just mean company. But I just have to say that Kindle is a reliable brand. It's something I would trust. When I want to get a book, I think Kindle. When I want to get something, I think Amazon over eBay. Now, Bezos is talking about a children's book, actually, called Mr. Pine's Purple House, the book that Amazon sent out to attendees. Would Amazon like to do things a little differently as well? And I believe this is a book about somebody who wants to be different, where they actually paint their house purple where other people have more traditional colors. And they actually have a slide here that says, is Amazon going to build a phone? If this isn't anticipation coming from me, then I really don't know what it is. Now I'm trying to hear something here. They just mentioned live stream, but unfortunately they're just mentioning the CNET live stream. I thought that they would mention somebody for some reason got up maybe a live stream of the event. Unfortunately, no, there is no live stream event. I don't know why, because it's something I would love to see. Bezos is saying, or there's a slide behind Bezos saying, world-class hardware expertise, hundreds of millions of engaged customers, prime ecosystem. And it's exactly how Apple put all of their App Store and everything they had behind the iPhone. They're doing the same thing here. Bezos is saying, but inside Amazon they ask, how would it be different? Referring to the phone. They want to build a better phone. Fire phone. Here it comes. Here's Fire phone. That's Bezos with the Fire phone. It's basically just a little brick, as you see now. I can't really see much. Here we go. Here's the Fire phone. The buttons are aluminum, Gorilla Glass 3 with a rubber frame. That's interesting. That means it's going to be durable, I believe. It definitely has a ton of cameras on the front. It looks quite like an iPhone. It's commentary from The Verge. Injection molded steel connectors. Ensures tight and precise fit. It looks very much like an iPhone, I'm hearing from CNET. Gorilla Glass free and rubber frame premium materials, refined, scratch resistant, beautiful and robust. A beautiful display, 4.7 IPS LCD HD display, optimized for one-handed use. 4.7, so okay. This is my one-hand use phone. Steel connectors, so that there is not that USB wobble that everybody hates. Getting that from CNET. better outdoor viewing, industry-leading ultra-bright display with 590 nits, dynamic image contrast, and circular polarizer. Let's hope so, because sometimes I do see, or I don't see what I'm looking at when I look at my iPhone. Fast and fluid quad-core 2.2 gigahertz processor, Adreno 330 graphics processor, and 2 gigabytes of RAM. And that's actually good specs, also from what I know, and again, CNET is also saying the same thing. Great imaging hardware, 13 megabytes rear-facing camera. Its aperture is f2.0. Element lens optical image stabilization. And the camera, they're saying right here. It's also glass on the back, by the way. The entire back is glass. Jessica Delcourt from CNET saying the Amazon Fire phone is looking great, just considering the specs, but of course those are just specs, and any phone coming out these days has great specs, so that's not really saying much. Now it says we're looking at samples from the image. It's saying the camera tracking really eliminates hand shaking. Let's see about that. And of course they're showing pictures, and they look great, but CNET, or Verge is saying quickly, of course they will be looking good. The Fire looks better if you just look at this comparison. So Verge is saying Bezos is pitting against the iPhone 5S and the Samsung Galaxy S5. The image in low light really does look better. It says, don't miss the shot, instant access. Even when the screen is off, press once to open the camera and again for the shot. That means it does have a dedicated camera button here on the side right next to his hand. There's a dedicated camera shutter button that launches the camera app. It includes unlimited photo storage. So it's another cloud plus for Amazon. On Amazon Cloud Drive. Well, I love this unlimited photo storage thing. I take pictures all the time. I can probably transfer them from my my real camera and from others, and yeah, I'll fill that up. I can't really fill it up. I will try my best to fill it up. Dual stereo speakers, stereo audio in landscape, virtual surround sound by Dolby Digital Plus. Apparently it will come with headphones that won't tangle easily too. Okay. It's coming from Verge. Tangle-free design with flat cables, magnetic earbuds, comfortable and ergonomic. If you see some old Apple headphones, and that's cute, but that never really works, in my opinion. This has been fine. And the Verge is saying, oh neat, the earbuds are magnetic. Not the first time we've seen that. And with flat cables. They're basically earbuds. Look a lot like Apple's stock earbuds. This really does kind of resemble an iPhone. If you really look close at this, you can see that bezel around here, and there's the iPhone's little top opening. See? Looks pretty much the same, except for that being a camera shutter. Here's the Fire phone. Now they're talking about video matters. They're talking services. So this is a little bit interesting that they didn't talk at all about 3D just yet. So it says, oops. Video matters. We haven't talked about those 4 front-facing cameras yet. We're watching a video of Prime Video on the phone. I'm looking at CNET. I'm listening to CNET and watching CNET, and a lot of people are losing interest already. Second Screen and X-Ray, 2 products from Amazon, will also be on the Amazon Fire phone. Not really a big thing for me, if you ask me. And it's saying, oh, Second Screen and X-Ray will work on the Fire phone, so you can fling video from your phone to your Amazon TV. X-Ray gives you details of the video that you are watching. ASAP predictive caching gets smarter every time you use it, and personalized based on the time of day. Guess that's okay. Netflix, HBO Go, Hulu Plus, ESPN are all on board, and Verge says, thanks no doubt to the Amazon App Store. Did you know that Amazon has a new music service? It does, and obviously it works on the phone too, and that again, if you don't know, is Amazon Music. Over 1 million songs to download or stream for free with Prime expert program playlists and no ads. But if you know anything about this, Universal as a label is not on there. That's the biggest label out there. So only 1 million songs, that's not much. Or over 1 million songs, that's not much at all. Now they just said we lavished attention on this phone for reading. They say great phone for reading. Now I have to say that's a little bit hard to believe, because I've tried reading on this. First, it's a little bit hard to read so close here, and when you're walking outside, there's a lot of glare. So far, I mean, they're not really talking about the 4 front-facing cameras. They're talking more about the apps, and I think, for me at least, they're losing a lot of people's interest. I really want to hear about this 3D feature, but even though if they mention this at the end, I guess that'd be okay as well. But they're kind of just, they're starting here and they're trickling down slowly on the feature list. Immersion reading, Whisper Sync for voice, for reading, by the way. And The Verge is saying Bezos is really hitting hard with the importance of the Amazon ecosystem. This isn't about hardware specs or gimmicks. It's about being an Amazon phone with Amazon stuff. And they're saying, we're watching a video of people who have no idea how to do weird stuff on their phones, like disable international roaming. Okay, that's not really interesting. I'm guessing we're going to see support for Mayday, Amazon's live video chat help service. That would be good. People are still talking about 3D like it's going to be coming here. I still do hope that some sort of feature like that will come. With 4 cameras, you know that there's going to be a lot of eye tracking in different dimensions, so I think that should work, but they're not really talking too much about some interesting things right now. Sorry to bore you. They should soon. The event has already run about 30 minutes now. Yes, so Mayday is coming to the Fire phone. And there's commentary again on The Verge. It's saying, interesting that we haven't seen a live demo yet. 15 seconds or less to get on Mayday. (24/7, 365), 15 seconds or less, Wi-Fi, and 3G, 4G. You can get Mayday on your device at any time. And that's good if you need help. Now they're talking about Firefly, a new demo from Bezos. And Mayday is here for free, of course. And now they're bringing it says they're bringing a tablet on stage and it has products on it, and they're talking about Firefly. So he has actually a phone in his hand, and he is taking a picture of a book here. And it says, it auto-recognizes stuff the camera is looking at, numbers, a book, a DVD, a QR code, CD, and URL. And I guess that's easy, so you can maybe buy stuff on Amazon.com. So they're trying to really pump you into getting their stuff through Amazon.com. It says, Verge is saying it has a lot of little glowing dots on the screen that arrange themselves on the screen to surround the objects that they're recognizing. He keeps a whole history of what you've scanned. Bezos is pointing out that it's really quick, and he's right, at least in these demos. And The Verge is saying again, oh look, you can tap on an item in your history and then buy it, of course. Firefly is also listening to music and identifies the song, but you can buy it after. So they're showing that after you basically find your song, it's like when you Shazam your song, just find what you're listening to, it will create stations. And it's saying that third parties can be built into the service. For example, that iHeartRadio can build a station off the song that you just heard, maybe in your house or wherever you happen to be. The interface is here. By the way, it's very much like the Kindle Fire tablets. The notification drawer has toggles. It's a lot of black backgrounds and clean icons. Firefly can also auto-recognize what episode of what show you're watching on TV down to the scene. I'm slowly losing interest on here. Unfortunately, there's nobody here to talk to. Not much more commentary. Hopefully, they will announce the 3D features soon. So right now, I'm going to pause. We're going to cut this, and we're going to release the next part as a part 2 to this announcement. So stick with us. This has been Matt for Creative Reviews. We've been covering Amazon's announcement for their new Fire phone. Looks interesting so far. No announcement yet of its 3D capabilities. Hey there everyone, this is Matt for Creative Reviews. Here we are with part 2 of Amazon's announcement of their new Fire phone. They've been covering software in their new phone, kind of hit a lull, but here we're back. They're about to talk about 3D in everything. They're talking about how like images, all images have some sort of a 3D part to them, and we're basically just getting an art lesson on everything. So let's see here. Right now they're showing an image of hieroglyphics on the screen, and they say it's completely flat. And then the 14th century geometric perspective was invented. Verge saying, if Amazon's phone exclusively presents stuff from a cubist perspective, I will buy so many of them I can't even. We're getting an art lesson on how perspective works. There is always more to be seen by changing your perspective. So they were talking about the 3D interface here. So what they're saying is they need to see where you are and how you're looking at the screen to see how 3D would be displayed on your phone. They're calling this dynamic perspective. Not sure if this is the name. And it says it really works well. You can see it giving you depth, the depth effect, even on the projection screen. So I assume somebody's just going like this and going, you know, like that. Now maybe a little bit like, you know, Apple's perspective thing here, but it's eye tracking. Unfortunately, there's no real way to show you the 3D effects when you're done, and when we upload this, take a look online, and there should be some videos at that point, some reviews hopefully soon. Right now they're showing lock screens that have a 3D perspective. When you hold the phone like this, they kind of move with you like that. Now they're pulling up a map application, and now we're looking at a 3D render of the Empire State Building. In my eyes, kind of cool, but not really useful. Now they're saying it's not pop out at you parallax 3D, it's more like, well, dynamic perspective. It's sort of 3D, but it's sort of giving you a cleverer view as you move your head. Now people are talking about how much more interesting this would be on a tablet because the phone is, or sorry, the phone's a little bit small. So now they are talking about maps, and The Verge is saying the different layers of the user interface move in retaliation to each other as you move the phone around. So you can move the phone around a little bit to catch small details, say like at the edge of a map. Because you can't just move your image a little bit with your finger. So far I'm not really impressed unless they show more. Sensors mean that tilting the phone in directions to get a better look at, say, the street name and Yelp reviews should look more natural because, as Bezos says, it's how objects behave in the real world. That's from CNET. That's Jessica Delcourt. On Verge they are saying not exactly must have, but it does seem to sort of make the UI feel just a little bit more alive. Hopefully Amazon mostly does these small touches using movement and perspective, because overdoing it would get super weird. Now they're saying Bezos just flicked the phone to the left and an OS level navigation drawer popped out like this. And now they're showing dress shopping. And now what he's doing, he's tilting to move through a gallery of dresses like this. Ladies are flying by on the screen. He's tilting to increase image size or reduce it to get more information. It's neat, but to have stuff randomly fly across the screen but to have stuff randomly fly across the screen as you tilt could get confusing. I do agree. And Bezos is calling this lenticular. Now they're showing tilt to scroll, which is a feature you've seen out there, like this, when they're reading the Washington Post. So the dynamic perspective is coming to their web browser. So again, by tilting the phone you can scroll up or down, and it's called auto scroll. The Verge is saying we've seen these kinds of live or tilt features on phones before and they've always been absolutely horrible. Hopefully Amazon knows what it's doing here and will work way better than it does with standard accelerometers. Of course, because what you're doing is not only tracking your eyes all the time, you are tilting as well. So you could be lying on your back and going like this, or you could be going like this, or any which way. If it sees your eyes, I can imagine it's going to be much better. But again, these are not really killer features. They don't seem to interest that many people, or they wouldn't push too many people to go out and get this phone. It's the Prime that's doing it, and now I'm understanding why they talked about Prime before this. The 3D is seemingly going to be like a gimmick, but it's not the worst that you've seen. The Verge is saying the phone seems to be comporting itself well as Bezos switches from app to app. It seems fairly snappy. You can start scrolling in a book and then lock it in so it permanently scrolls at that screen, at that speed. That's pretty good. So far, pricing has not come out. I've just been reminded here. So it's pretty pretty interesting. When they're talking about their tilt to scroll, if you put your finger on the screen, it will stop it. And again, you can set your thumb down on the screen to pause the scrolling. Bezos is demonstrating being distracted, but let me tell you, he's the least distracted person I've seen ever in my life. We're looking at the app grid. It's a grid of apps, and they're saying, but there are tabs for cloud and device. Now they're talking, now on CNET they're talking about reading a book like a teleprompter, because if you have continuous scrolling, that's really how it would look, and I'm not a fan of that. You can pin stuff on your app grid, like books or web pages, which just seems to be like apps that you can pin anywhere. Now what they have here is a standard carousel on the home screen, just like on the Amazon Kindle Fire tablets, but as you scroll through it, it gives you a preview of the stuff inside on the home screen, like so. And they're saying they're active widgets underneath the hero icons, which are the main icons on your phone. For example, when you look at the email application, you can actually see current and relevant emails inside that before you actually go in there. Now I can imagine that's going to cause, I mean, all these features seemingly are going to cause huge battery loss, so we'll see how good the battery is going to be. But they're saying it's pretty, but not very information dense, which is a design choice that Amazon users are probably going to be okay with, but it doesn't quite feel like a getting stuff done kind of work device, which is something I'm thinking here as well. It's a cute device so far with some interesting, not innovative features, but the only plus I'm seeing here is if you own Prime, that seems to be something that would be very interesting. But again, no pricing has been released, and we're waiting to see exactly what they're going to release. Alright, so now as they have finished talking about the 3D technology, which does include 4 cameras here and a lot of work, years of work, we do have pricing for it. It says we are posting details on the pricing of the Fire phone. It's $199 with a 2-year contract on AT&T. They've been talking a lot about the SDK and dynamic perspective, but they have not talked about battery life, and those are things that are probably, I mean, all these features on this phone are things that can draw a lot of battery power. So we'll see how that is. I do have a feeling that they are not going to mention this at all during this presentation. If they do, I will amend this and put something in the bottom. But for now, We do have pricing, $199 with a 2-year contract on AT&T. Now we'll have to wait and see if that's a contract or an actual contract, because people are moving away from contracts these days. But all in all, it's a very interesting phone. It's not really innovative. Well, I mean, the amount of cameras is, but what it's doing so far is not really doing that much. It is adding dedicated buttons for a camera and the Firefly feature, and it does have Mayday. It's very interesting to see how it's going to track your face and not random other things around you, which is a lot of the work that they have been doing. It's interesting to see what they're going to be doing with games in the future. So all in all, I'm excited about this phone. I would love to test this out in person, but it is most likely not a phone that I myself will go because I'm invested heavily in iOS, or maybe somebody who's invested in Android will move to. It's for somebody who's invested in Prime, who wants a phone that better suits them. We don't know yet if you get any special features if you have Prime, but it seems, yeah, it's not going to be a discount. It's a $199 phone, and it doesn't seem like there's going to be an extra discount for being a Prime member other than getting the Prime stuff. So actually, in fact, if you're not a Prime member, this phone is actually looking less and less appealing, at least to me. Alright, so this has been Matt. We've been covering Amazon's announcement of the Fire phone. It's a 3D technology phone with 4 cameras in it. They can track your eyes. So far they have not really made that much use of it. They will talk more about that. They also talked about Firefly and how you can scan pretty much everything or listen to everything and either buy whatever you see or make playlists out of it. So in all, pretty interesting. We'll be talking more about this later on. Alright, find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Blogger. I'm going to show you one more picture of the phone as I scroll up here. It kind of looks a little bit like the iPhone, if you ask me. Don't forget to like us if you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe for these kinds of videos and more. So let's see, let me just show you one more picture of the phone before we go. Here we go, there's the phone, looks very iPhone-like. And there's the top with the dedicated camera button. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Hey there, it's Matt. We're back here for a moment. There is some pricing information and just more information in general that you should hear. I'm watching CNET's live blog. It is $199 for the 32 gigabyte version. It is, pretty fun to see in person. I believe, $299 for the 64 gigabyte version. And when you order this phone, you get 12 months of Amazon Prime with it. But no Prime data announcement yet. It's that data that would be that would allow you to download content for free. So we're going to look for Fire phone on here, and here we have it.
So if you're a Prime member already and you buy a phone, does that mean you get an extra year on top for free? Right? I'm just saying.
Yeah, so it is $199 for 32 gigabytes, and 64 gigabytes is $100 more at $299. And what it says here is a limited time offer. It includes a full year of Prime. If you aren't a Prime member, you'll get a full year of Prime with the Fire phone. If you already have Prime, we'll extend your membership for a full year.
That was a big sell. In fact, that was the thing people were hating on the most. Like, this is just a
So what we're going to do now is I'm actually going to bring the camera on this side so we can clear. Actually, we're just going to turn this around so you can see what I see. A dynamic perspective, if you may.
But again, guys, we will be here after. We'll take about.
So
4 or
here
5 calls,
is
wrap
the
up what we
Amazon
saw,
Fire
impressions,
phone.
Get your thoughts on here. Hashtag us at CNET Live, or you can call us at 1-888-900-CNET. I think the phone lines are actually stacked right now. They are. And one of our buddies, John, has been waiting for like an hour and 40
So whenever
minutes.
you want, you can go to Amazon.com and look for Fire Phone, and this is all the stuff that they have currently right now.
Looking at the phone and playing with it. There's a really funny picture here of a woman whose mind has clearly been blown.
She's gone cross-eyed. She can't go back after staring at the 3D effect for
She gone hyphy.
hours.
She gone hyphy. Oh man.
So that's what you get. What's in the box is the Amazon Fire Phone. You get a USB charging cable and power adapter. You get premium headphones with a remote and microphone, a quick start guide, and as a limited time offer a full year of Amazon Prime is included. So there are also unlocked versions as well for $649 for 32 gigabytes and $749 for 64 gigabytes.
They also, they didn't talk about it, they're also offering a, oh no, never mind, I'm sorry, yeah.
We talked about the free year of Prime.
Yeah, again, free year of Amazon Prime.
When they heard of that.
Did someone squeak? Did someone squeak?
So it's up to you if you think this is a must-buy or just a phone that you have to check out, or if you're not interested at all. But now you have all the information. Unfortunately, there is no announcement with AT&T about a dedicated special data tier for Amazon. A little bit disappointing, but that would have been amazing. The official announcement just ended at 3:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It was a long presentation. In my mind, a lot of filler, but who knows? Alright, so this has been Matt again for Creative Reviews. We've been covering the Amazon announcement of the Fire Phone that includes Firefly, dynamic perspective, and when you get it, it includes a full year of Amazon Prime, or extends the Amazon Prime that you currently already have for another year. Alright, find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Blogger. Let us know what you like and what you don't like. Don't forget to like this video and to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.